King Dashrath bowed to Vishwamitra. He welcomed the sage and said, "Welcome, O great sage. Tell me, what can I do for you? Your wish is my command." Vishwamitra was happy to hear this. He said, "You have promised to fulfill my wish, even before hearing it. This gives me great pleasure. I know you will not hesitate to lay down your life to fulfill my wish." King Dashrath looked at Vishwamitra's face. Vishwamitra told him the reason for his visit. "We are performing a yajna, but two demons, Marich and Subhan, are throwing bones into the holy fire. According to the rules of this yajna, I cannot use my power to destroy them once the yajna has begun. Therefore, I want your son Ram to go with me to destroy them. Remember, you have promised to fulfill my wish." King Dashrath became sad. He was not able to take the decision whether he should send Ram or not. Yet, he had promised to fulfill Vishwamitra's wish. King Dashrath feared for his son's life, and his face turned pale. He said to the sage, "My son is very young. If you don't mind, I am ready to go with you with my huge army." Vishwamitra became angry. He said, "O King Dashrath, it is not fit for the Raghukul to make a promise and then not fulfill it." Brahma Rishi Vasisht said to the king, "Do not worry, O king. Send Ram and Lakshman together. No harm will come." Yes, no harm will come to them. Vishwamitra has come here only for the well-being of Ram. King Dashrath agreed to send Ram and Lakshman. So they started their journey with Vishwamitra, and everybody blessed them. During the journey, they were full of energy and courage, and sage Vishwamitra constantly guided and encouraged them. He told them the history of the region they passed through. After crossing the rivers Sarayu and Ganga, they reached the Tadika forest. Vishwamitra said, "Once upon a time, this was a prosperous and well-populated region, but a demoness called Tadika and her son Maricha changed it into a desert region with their dangerous activities. Now, nobody dares enter this forest for fear of Tadika." Lakshman wanted to meet Tadika and defeat her in battle, but Ram thought, "It is against the Kshatriya dharma to kill a woman." Vishwamitra realized Ram's dilemma. He said, "To protect human beings by slaying the wicked, whether man or woman, is the duty of a Kshatriya. Therefore, do not hesitate to kill this demoness." Hearing this, Ram made himself ready to defeat Tadika. He strung his bow, and the twang of the bow frightened the birds and animals in the forest. Tadika became wild with fury on hearing the twang of Ram's bow. She ran in the direction of the sound and saw Ram and Lakshman. She rose in the sky to attack them. She began to attack them with a shower of stones. Vishwamitra said to Ram, "The sun is going to set and the demons become stronger at night. Hence, do not delay your stay here." Hearing this, Ram took out another arrow and, chanting a mantra, aimed the arrow. Whoosh! Tadika fell down with a great scream, and everybody was happy over her death. Vishwamitra was so happy that he embraced Ram. Then they reached Vishwamitra's ashram. The yajna began, and Ram and Lakshman waited for the demons to arrive and cause obstacles in the yajna. On the 6th day of the yajna, the demons came there with loud roars. Ha! Ha! Ho! Ha! Ha! The demons, Marich and Subahu, came with their army. Ram used a divine weapon on Marich, which wrapped around him and threw him hundreds of miles away. Then Ram used the Agni Sastra and killed Subahu and the demon army. The yajna was completed and everybody was happy. Along with Ram and Lakshman, Vishwamitra then went to King Janak of Mithila, who had a beautiful young daughter called Sita. She was of marriageable age and King Janak had arranged a swayamvar for her. Many years ago, King Janak was presented with Lord Shiva's bow, which was so heavy that nobody could move it. Before the swayamvar began, the Diwan or Prime Minister announced, "Sita will be given in marriage to the man who can lift, bend and string the bow." Many kings and princes tried their luck, but all failed. King Janak thought, "Will my dear Sita never get a worthy husband?" At that time, Vishwamitra entered the court along with Ram and Lakshman. King Janak welcomed them. Vishwamitra said, "These two young princes are Ram and Lakshman, the sons of King Dashrath of Ayodhya." Vishwamitra told him about the bravery of Ram and Lakshman in destroying the demons. Vishwamitra said to him, "Ram and Lakshman have come here to see Lord Shiva's bow." Hearing this, King Janak immediately agreed and said, "The princes can certainly see Lord Shiva's bow. I will give my daughter Sita in marriage to the prince who will lift the bow and string it." With the consent of Vishwamitra and King Janak, Ram went near the bow and bowed before it. He lifted it effortlessly and strung it. He drew the string back with such force that the court echoed with the sound. And Lord Shiva's bow was broken. A cheer went up in the court and a shower of flowers fell on the prince. King Janak declared, "My daughter Sita will be wedded to Ram." Sita was also happy, and the marriage ceremony of Ram and Sita was performed. There was happiness all around, not only on earth, but in heaven too.